40% of your website visitors will want to check out your home page, no matter what page they initially landed on, according to research from Co-Marketing. Yet, so many people have poorly designed home pages that literally scares off your potential customers before they even take a look at your product. Today, I'll show you what exactly goes into a great Shopify homepage, how you can design your own homepage to elevate and increase sales, and of course, I'll show you examples of this. So if that all sounds good to you, it'd be much appreciated if you give this video a thumbs up, and then let's get started. So number one is your USP, which stands for unique selling proposition in marketing, and this should be very clearly displayed in the homepage at the top. So you're gonna have your banner, and then you're going to have your unique selling proposition at the top, which is usually just a single sentence, very short and sharp, displaying and summarizing what exactly your brand stands for and what you sell and what you do. I've seen so many stores and homepages where you have no clue what they sell whatsoever until you actually go onto the product page, and then you're like, oh, okay, they sell bags. But before then, the homepage makes no sense at all, and you want to completely avoid that. And an easy way to do that is having a very clear USP. The USP needs to summarize why the customer should buy from you, what your brand stands for, and this can also be displayed in other forms rather than just a single sentence. It can be displayed in mini badges or icons throughout the homepage. Number two is clearly designing your ATF. So I promise this is going to be the last marketing term or acronym, pretentious acronym that I use in a little while, but ATF stands for above the fold content. So anything above the fold is when you land on a page and you don't have to scroll. You need to very carefully structure your above the fold content, especially on the homepage. It kind of needs to be that like first page in a very interesting book, because not a lot of people actually deep scroll on the homepage or any page for that matter, unless they're reading an article or something along the lines of that. So not many people deep scroll. So you need to ensure that the above the fold content is very eye-catching, it's interesting, it includes that USP, and that it summarizes everything about you without needing to read the entire homepage essentially. There's a few ways to do this, and I guess this leads me on to point number three, which is a pro tip. Don't use sliders or the scrolling gallery, whatever you want to call it. Essentially, it's that like slider or gallery at the top where you get to, click from side to side. So far, you want the above the fold content to display just a single image, something very clear with your USP there. If you don't have these things already, you are hurting your conversion rate and you're missing out on sales massively. Yes, it seems like a small thing, but you'd be surprised just how much it actually impacts sales and conversion rate overall, particularly in e-commerce. The next point is you actually should not sell very hard on the homepage. Contrary to popular belief, a lot of people try to cram as much in onto the homepage, as many sales as they can, but that's not the point. The point of the homepage is to establish your brand, tell the audience who you are and why it should matter to them, why your brand matters to them. There is an exception to this though. The homepage should definitely represent both your brand and what's happening right now. So for example, if you're prepping and gearing up for a huge sale such as Black Friday, well then of course you want to decorate the homepage to reflect that and to prep them to get ready for a big sale, or even on the day, it should be updated to show them the sales that are on now. But the point is you shouldn't list all the sales on that single page. It should just be a banner to show them that the sale is on right now and they can dive in deeper through that banner. So your homepage is a space to tell a story to your potential customers, and that story really needs to resonate trust with them. It needs to establish some sort of unique selling point, but predominantly it needs to establish trust. Now I'm going to give you a few examples in a moment. I'm actually going to jump on my computer and show you some really great examples of this, but there are a few more really important points I want you to know about your homepage. Okay, number four is categories, and more categories. Because think about it. If you went into a supermarket today and you went into the front door and suddenly there was raw chicken next to milk and there was toilet paper next to cereals. You know, it would not make sense whatsoever. It'd be extremely confusing. The experience of shopping there would be frustrating. The same goes for your homepage and your entire e-commerce store. In essence, it needs to look clean. It adds to the UX, which is user experience, and a good user experience equals credibility, and credibility equals trust equals sales, okay? It's all a chain reaction here. Number 5 is video is king, and this is something that I banged on about ever since my first YouTube video that I shared over 2 years ago now, where I literally said video is going to be king. It is king, still remains more true than ever today. So if you have video content about your brand or a key product, and this shouldn't just be like a random product that you slap onto the homepage, if you have the chance to make a brand video that stands for your brand, that stands for your products that you're selling, this is especially the case, of course, if you're private labeling or you have a one product store, that video should be on your homepage. If you're not great with videos, that's fine. You can simply outsource it. Don't forget the power of outsourcing. So if you want to talk about your brand, then film a few clips and then get it to a video editor to spruce it up a little bit. It doesn't need to be too fancy. You can simply host it on YouTube and embed it onto your Shopify store, and that's a free option right there. And that's really going to help with the overall aesthetic of your brand and also the homepage, of course. Now, I'm going to share with you examples of great homepages and break it down with you on screen. Few examples I want to share with you today, starting with the modernpack.com. This is a very visual example. As you can see, it's a full screen experience, and I'm on a large monitor here, so it's very nicely optimized and it's very clean. So staying in style, or stay in style, I should say. Let's zoom in here. Very clean tagline, very stylish, and with the USP, it tells us a few things. So let's read it. Let us carry you away with our selection of vintage bags and backpack, including old school handbags to festival ready bum bags. You gotta love a good old bum bag. But with this USP, it tells us a few things. It tells us that the niche is indeed bags, if you haven't already figured that out from their brand. And on top of that, not just bags, but specifically vintage bags and backpacks. So this is a very powerful statement. In just a single sentence, it tells you that they're all about backpacks and quality backpacks too. And just the fact that it's a full screen experience that looks very clean already denotes high quality type products. But from here, let's continue to scroll down. They break it down into two collections here, men's and women's, very, straightforward. Further down here, check out our hottest items. Now, I already see a typo with hottest, so someone needs to fix that up. But this is another common approach where you have your hottest products on your homepage. Now, this is not a way to really push hard and get the sell on the homepage. That's not the case, but instead it is to get the person landing on the page to think deeply about your products, to show an example of their products, and also show demand. With hottest items, it shows demand, it shows popularity. As you can see here, even one of the hobo bags, man, I gotta love the names here. You got bum bags, hobo bags. The hobo bag is sold out, so that shows popularity and it shows demand. Now, these are dropshipping products, so chances are they're not actually sold out. It could be a strategic play, playing on the fact that they are the hottest items. And then, of course, you have the footer. Everything looks clean. Everything is streamlined. So this is one approach that you could take. Let's move on to the next product. And the next product is Hey Silky Skin. This is something that I mentioned before, and you may already know this brand. This is a white label product. And I wanted to show you this example because they do a few things right and a few things that they could improve on. Now, just checking the app here. So it is indeed on Shopify, as you can see here. But immediately, this stands out as a person who is in UX, UI, user experience and user interface. And if you're a designer looking into this, you can tell that this is optimized for mobile straight off the bat, just by the fact that the CTA and the text is just really like in your face. It's really large. let's scroll down a bit further here. So right off the bat, you can see this is a very heavy influencer type brand. They obviously rely on user generated content, they rely on influencer marketing. The thing that they don't do so well is it's not optimized for desktops. I'm on a desktop right now, and you can see that the Afterpay logo here is just far too big. The stars icons here are far too big. But what we're going to do now is we're going to go into the developer tools and click inspect. And then we're going to change it to a mobile format. And you can immediately see already that it completely changes the game here, which tells me that this is not optimized for desktops. If you go back here and go full screen, it is not very optimized for desktop, which is a big no-no. But overall, in terms of like the homepage in itself, it's pretty great. I mean, it's very clean. It tells you immediately what they're selling with a very complimentary image. And then you have social proof that is very forefront because of their influencer marketing as well. It is a popular product, so they have the ability to share a lot of different reviews. Now, this might not be the case, just like the modern pack, which, by the way, real quick, let's take a look at this and inspect it as well. This in a mobile format is very nice looking. So this is purely optimized for mobile and desktop, which is perfect, which is what you want. Moving on from this one, let's take another look at a brand that I really admire, which is GroveMade. Now, GroveMade is all about custom products made from wood. And this is also hosted on Shopify, which is why I want to show you this. Design inspires what you do. Build your dream workspace so you can get your best work done. It is very clear through images what exactly they sell, not necessarily the tagline in this case, but still it is a very clean type looking website. As you can see from all the previous examples, it is very visual centric, which is how it should be. A very big part of the homepage is all about the image and then complementary text. Now, they could interchange this here with desk pads here and have the USP, right on the image, as you can see here. A few reasons why you might not want to do that. For example, it might clash with some of the black, as you can see here, and they want to keep the image the visual masterpiece. The journey here is, okay, immediately you know what they sell. Moving down here, they split their products to offer the customer some insight into what they sell to incentivize them to click through and find out more about their product. And moving down here, you could see that they start to talk about their brand and their brand story. This is very important if you have a brand that might have been around for a little longer, or you're trying to craft your own brand right now. Made the hard way, they talk about how they create their products and then their team. Now, obviously, not all of us have a huge team like this. That's totally fine. But because they do have a large team, this is something that they want to highlight, and this is a smart move. It shows the customers like ourselves that these products are indeed handmade. It's crafted by love. It's crafted by a large team, etc. So this is a great way to bring a customer through a journey through their homepage, because this brand has invested a lot into their homepage journey. This next example is quite interesting. It's something a little bit different, and this is the ClickFunnels type approach. So you might have seen this before. This is a one product approach, and this is very different. So this is indeed the homepage, but it's not even a homepage. It is the only page. Very short and sharp. As you can see, it tells you exactly what they're offering. It's the EverStrike lighter, the world's most durable, long-lasting, completely waterproof lighter. Immediately impactful, immediately tells you what they're selling. This is what you want. You want it to be very clear. You don't want it to be long-winded. So it tells you what they're selling. Immediately, there is a checkout box on the side, okay? The reason behind this is two-pronged. But I won't get into too much detail because this is a separate video in itself, and I'll probably make a video about this next week, so stay tuned for that. But going down further here, they start to build out the USPs and also the benefits of this product, and a lot of CTA buttons. Claim your free now, claim yours free now. I don't know, grammatically that sounds a bit weird. But going further down, they have the CTA button again, but very simple, very short overall. The focus here is the checkout box right here. And again, like I said, this is hosted on ClickFunnels, and this is part of ClickFunnels dropshipping, which I'll talk about in more detail in next week's video. But this is a different approach in the fact that it is the homepage. It tells you everything about the product, but they also have integrated checkout on the homepage, and this is the only page, which is pretty amazing. Yes, they have a footer page here, but there's a specific intentional strategy here that I'll talk about next week. So if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, then make sure that you subscribe, because next week we'll be going through how to use ClickFunnels for dropshipping and e-commerce to create a page like this that converts extremely well. Now, I'm not saying that these pages don't convert well, but if you follow every single strategy that we talked about here, you're going to improve your homepage dramatically, because I'm willing to bet that you're not doing everything correct on your homepage. There's a lot of people that are absolutely butchering their homepage, unfortunately, and they have a lot of work to do on that homepage. Now, this video is already quite long, so next week I'm going to go into more detail about ClickFunnels dropshipping, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, keep on hustling, and I'll see you in the next video.